In your consumer news, when asking for a raise, experts say you should focus on why you deserve one, not why you need it. But what if your biggest argument is that you actually need it? Inflation has hit a 41-year high, and many Americans fear wage growth isn't keeping pace with price surges. So here to help and joining us this morning with some practical tips to reach your goal is our money and business expert, Derrick Kinney. Good morning to you, Derrick.
Hey, good morning, Cleo. Great to be with you.
Glad to have you. All right, so you say the first step to getting paid more is to set an income goal. How do you do that?
Well, and the key, like you said, is to remember, typically no boss cares if you need the raise. It's what value you're adding to the company that will dictate that. So you want to ask yourself, and it's a simple but funny question, how much money do you want to make? Right now, if you're a teacher making 55 or 60,000 and you want to make 100,000, well, that's your goal. Now the next plan is to figure out how will you fill that gap. So once you have that goal, now you're on the journey to make more money. It's just a matter of doing the math problem of how do we make all these numbers actually add up.
Right, so it may come from other places. Derrick, next you say, see how your job gives raises. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, this is interesting. Most people would think, if I do a good job and I work hard, I'm going to get that once a year, maybe twice a year raise of 4%. The problem is inflation has really eaten away at that. Inflation has been much higher than that. So let's say you're a teacher, you're a cop, a firefighter, even a pilot, whatever job you might have. Well, those areas don't have a yearly review. Those jobs are based on union contracts and basically stipulations they have where if one person gets a raise, everybody gets the raise. So you may be in a job where you simply can't get a raise. Well, now you want to look at what might be some part-time work, some side hustles, some side gigs that you look at to make up that difference. But if you love your job, you can stay there, but you have a choice to make. If I want to make the money I want, I probably need to do something else to get there.
Makes sense, Derrick. Next, you say make a plan, and that's simple enough, but how should someone get that process started?
Well, the key here is to have an accountability partner. Could be your spouse, could be your best friend. And you want to say, look, if both of you might want to do this together, here's our income goal. Because if you don't take any action, nothing is going to happen. You're just going to keep complaining more. And we don't want that for our viewers. Okay, so you set a goal, you figure out based on the job I've got, can I get a raise? If not, now I need to look at what am I good at? And you want to ask yourself a couple of easy questions. What do people ask for your help with? What do they ask you to help guide them on? And how can you typically add value? For example, at your job, are you the person they ask to do the websites or plan the company event or book the trip? Or are you good at teaching teens how to be better education-wise or athletic-wise? All of those things you want to start easy and say, if I'm good at this and people ask me to do it, I can now start charging people for it. And that's where most people's side hustles are born.
Yeah, Derrick, finally you say talk to your boss. What should people say to get the raise that they want? This can go
Cleo,
south pretty quick
here's what not
sometimes.
to do. Okay, you're not going to bang on the boss's door and say, look,
Right.
I need more money right now. That doesn't go well. Everybody's favorite radio station is WIIFM, which stands for What's in It for Me. Especially if you're the owner of a small company or a business, you want to make sure that before I give money out to an employee, they're helping me make more money. So you always want to couch it in terms of, in my current job, I found ways to make the company money, save the company money, and grow the business. And if you can come up with a plan for that and show, hey, let's test this for the next 60 days, and if it works, here's the raise I want. You've pre-negotiated that, then you're good to go. And by the way, there's a free guide I've prepared. It's called GetTheRaiseYouWant.com, GetTheRaiseYouWant.com, that can help anyone walk through where they're at right now and begin to make more money.
Derrick, we've got that website address up on our screen there to get more of your quick tips and financial help. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Daybreak.
My pleasure, Cleo. Thank you.
All right, thanks again.